Marathon's much-hyped prestige activity, the Cryo Archives, launched a little while ago to the joy and frustration of runners everywhere. It offers high-stakes raid-like mechanics, intense PvP combat in claustrophobic corridors, and an epic alien threat for those who can prove their mastery. So what do I think about it? Well, this is where I would put my personal opinion based on my experiences in Cryo, if I had one. Yeah, as of writing and recording this, I have not even attempted to set foot on the newest Marathon map. And to be real with you guys for a second, I am perfectly okay with that. Let's talk about it. But first, as I said in my last video, which you should definitely check out after this if you missed it, just saying, I am not partnered with Marathon or Bungie. I don't get any of those sweet Sony smackaroos, so all of the bad opinions in this video are my own. Be sure to like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't, and please consider and contemplate a reality in which you are subscribed to this channel, because in that reality, this guy is really happy to have you along for the journey. Oh, and if you do live in an alternate timeline where the hype button graces your mobile screen, maybe consider tapping that for your boy as well. Okay, YouTube formalities out of the way, thank you very much for your time. Now, let's get into it. So to start off, let's talk about all the reasons I don't feel like I am up to the task of taking on the Cryo Archives. And really, I can think of two big ones. First and foremost, I mostly play this game solo and poorly, as we have previously discussed. It's not all doom and gloom though, because since I made my last video, I actually have added a few people in-game after having some good runs with random filled squads. It's honestly pretty great when you do get matched with friendly people who just want to help you complete contracts and communicate, and I just... Huh? What? What did you say? Have I actually been online when any of these other runners are on since adding them to play? Well, no. But the possibility is there. Somehow, eventually, against all odds, my busy random schedule may line up with theirs once again like a rare celestial alignment, and we could link up and, yeah, it's not looking good. The reality is, for me, at least for right now, life is a little too chaotic to get a regular time to play with a consistent group of people. I may have time for a few matches early in the morning before work, in between family events, or late at night when I should definitely be sleeping. But it is never at the same time, it's never consistent, it's always sporadic, and I would be lying if I said it didn't make me feel like I could seek out a group to play with on a regular schedule out of fear of being a burden to them. I don't really know why I feel that way or where that comes from, to be honest. I guess you can blame that on all of the years of my friends telling me that I suck for having a full-time career when they wanted to play games and collect unemployment, but regardless, there is no way to solo Cryo Archives currently as of recording this, and without a coordinated team that communicates well, you're going to get dropped more often than not. Reason number 2 that I suck and Cryo is off the table for me, I am still way behind most players when it comes to gear and upgrade progression. You look at some of your favorite YouTubers or streamers, and they're out here with the gold and purple drip, maxed VIP status on each and every one of the factions, big old cojones swinging off their runner shell like those truck nuts things that every pickup had inexplicably for some reason back in the early 2000s. Then you look over in the other corner at me, still trying to take some basic materials to decon without getting my head blown off and with only a few purple items to my name, and yeah. Even if I can somehow scrape together the gear value to gain access to the Marathon ship itself, it's only going to take mere moments for me to get fragged, tagged, and bagged back to the lobby. We're talking coughing baby versus hydrogen bomb levels of disparity here, so yeah, I think I just might need a little more time to prepare before jumping into the deep end on this one. So needless to say, there's a few obstacles in the way for me when it comes to strapping on my big boy gear and tackling the vaults or the compiler, but having said all of this, I'm gonna level with you. I am fine with not being able to do it. I'm okay with not being able to conquer Cryo Archives right now, and here's why. These days, I feel like it is too common for everyone to expect that everything will be accessible and available to them with no barrier to entry. Exclusivity is frowned upon, and tasks that take a long time investment to grind or a certain skill level to acquire are seen as bad or toxic or shameful. I'm not exactly sure when that mentality shifted, but things that we would have championed as a feat worthy of showing off to your fellow gamer a few years ago are now written off as sweaty, or intentionally roadblocked or gatekept by the developers. The reality is that in most instances, the achievements in the game never changed. Something in us did. People will complain that anyone who quickly master prestiges in Call of Duty or is a top-tier raider in World of Warcraft needs to log off, get a real job, touch grass, and maybe experience the loving embrace of another human being. And you know what? They're probably right. But the secret is that there have been tryhards and people with more time to play than the average Joe since the dawn of video games. When I was a slacker in college, barely attending class, slamming Mountain Dew all day and staying up late so I could play Call of Duty non-stop with the boys like I was some caricature of the most stereotypical gamer in the early 2000s that you could possibly imagine, there were still other people that were higher rank than I was. There were still people who were on their 10th prestige when I was only on my 2nd or 3rd. And while I might trash talk them when they beat the brakes off my team, there was admittedly something admirable about their status when you witnessed them in the wild, in their element. They were some of the best players, names that you instantly recognized when you saw them in game, and people that you prayed would be on your team in the pregame lobby. As lame as it sounds, they were something for us regular folk to aspire to be. And somewhere along the way, it seems that those views changed. It seems to me that people got jealous of the free time that others have. They got upset that they couldn't put in more time into their favorite game due to work or school or family. And rather than just accepting that others might have more free time to get stuff done faster, or heck, that they might even just be better at the game than you, these players demanded that games be changed to cater to them. So what ended up happening? Well, games didn't ask us to change to meet their challenge anymore. They got pruned down with their rough edges sanded off so baby wouldn't hurt his feelies by being left behind. The grinds got shorter so they were obtainable by everyone. The rewards got worse because you can't have the best cosmetic stuff locked away from a majority of the player base anymore. The stakes were lowered so that no one felt left out and we could all have a fun time. And soon all that prestigious, aspirational content in games became available to even the most casual dad with 48 kids and 13 soccer practices every day. Everyone could get everything, and once that became the case, those special titles, mounts, armor sets, emblems, or calling cards lost all of their meaning. It's like my buddy Syndrome said in The Incredibles, "When everyone's super, no one will be." I know this might be a controversial take these days, but personally, I am okay with not being able to do everything in a game. I am okay with not being able to reach Apex Predator in Apex Legends. I am fine with never getting full, best-in-slot mythic gear in World of Warcraft. I'm okay with not being able to beat every single horror game I pick up on the highest difficulty without taking any damage or dying. Hell, even after hundreds of hours in the Destiny franchise, I am okay with not having completed a majority of the raids. And why is that? Because it's there as something I could do if I ever wanted to. It's always still there for me to try and obtain. If I wanted to, I could challenge myself and could do all of those things and have more content for the games that I have already had a great time playing. And to me, that's really valuable. It may take me longer, and I'm sure it wouldn't be a pretty process, but I could try and push myself to get it done. I could grind ranked, or legendary mythic content, or practice no-hit runs, and those victories wouldn't be handed to me like I'm some little sibling and, oh boy, you better give little Housey what he wants or mom's gonna be really upsetty spaghetti with you. I could earn it. I could go back, push myself, and try to obtain these things, and they wouldn't lose any of their meaning. Well, I guess I could do all of that aside from, completing some of the raids in Destiny, because Bungie was on one a few years ago with that whole sunsetting thing, but you get what I'm saying. I could go and have more things to do in these games that I love that would reward me for the time I put in, and all because they weren't just boxes that automatically got checked off for me when I booted up the game the first time. And if I didn't want to do that, or I couldn't for any reason, or I could never get to the Cryo Archives, it doesn't take away from the great experiences and fun that I had doing what I could. I guess to sum up my most controversial take as simply as possible, buying into a game does not entitle you to get everything it has on offer served up to you on a silver platter. And I wish more people saw it that way. I feel like we would be a lot happier with this hobby of ours that we all love, and we would probably find it more rewarding as well. So yeah, I may never see the Cryo Archives, let alone clear the vaults or take down the compiler. And personally, I'm okay with that. If I ever do get a squad together and try to tackle that after I continue to make my slow progress through the faction upgrade trees, then that challenge will be there waiting for me. At least until Sony decides to finally take this game out back behind the tool shed, And if I don't ever get my stuff together, if I don't improve my skills, get better gear, and continue my upgrades, and I can't try this more difficult stuff, then, you know what? I'm still having a great time for now. And that's all I can honestly ask for from a game. I'm not trying to rush and get everything done just to have a participation trophy right away. And I'm okay with taking my time to unlock things at my pace. I guess you could say for me, this game isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. At the end of the day, it's all pixels and titles and achievements that one day will go down with the server when it shuts off for the last time. And beyond that, is anyone going to be at your funeral asking, oh well, what was his gamer score? Did he ever beat X or Y game on the hardest difficulty? No, of course not. You might as well enjoy what you have while you have it. And don't rob yourself of that enjoyment by comparing your in-game life to someone else's. Just try to have fun. That's what all of this was about in the first place. But that's all for me today. Remember to eat well, stay hydrated, take care of yourself and those around you. And I'll see you in the next one, friends.